Hello friends, my name is Sive and this is Stories in Sive, and today's video is very exciting. I'm going to be talking about my resolutions and reading goals for 2022. I have 4 things that I want to talk about today and kind of just put a marker on my channel of some stuff I want to get accomplished this upcoming year. I've always been a big fan of making New Year's resolutions, and goals is really conducive to the way that I think, so very excited to get into this, so let's do it. The first thing that I want to accomplish in 2020 is definitely to prioritize more series. I have a good number of fantasy and sci-fi series that have been on my radar for a little while. I don't think reading has been a consistent part of my life for long enough for me to make an observation that I'm bad at reading series. I think I'm okay at it. I don't think they scare me or anything like that. But I feel like this year could totally be the year that I get into a lot of fantasy series and sci-fi. So I'm looking forward to it just for fun. Some of the series that are on my radar right now is the Nevernight Chronicles, Foundry Side. The 3rd book in the series is coming out this year in 2022. The First Sister trilogy is also on my radar, as well as Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. And then lastly, right now, The Locked Tomb, Gideon the Ninth. This series looks like so much fun. So these are just some that I'm looking forward to this year. So the next goal for me in 2022 is to cut my TBR, my physical TBR, in half. If you have not seen my recent videos or you don't follow my channel, you won't know this, but I am currently on a book buying ban, and I put out a list of 10 books on my channel that I wanted to read before I was allowed to buy more. And this has just been super helpful, and I'd like to continue that habit. So I would like to extend that to the point that I would get through half of my TBR, my physical TBR, this year. And not only that, but continue to maintain that number of unread physical books and not go over it again. I currently own a little bit less than 30 books that I haven't read. So I think my goal would be to get that down to like 12 or 13 and then continue to maintain that and never own more than 12 or 13 books that I have yet to read. I think that goal for me is really important. I don't want to be a book buyer. I want to be a book reader. If you're a book buyer, no shade. Just for me, I want to be able to actually like pick up the books and read the ones that I spend my own money on. So that's a goal I'm feeling very excited and motivated about, because I started my list of books that I wanted to read before buying more before the beginning of this year. It feels more like a general goal and less like a New Year's resolution that I can kick out of my priority list after 3 months. So we'll see how I go, but I'm very, very excited and motivated about this one particularly. My next goal is to research and learn more about the different book awards that are out there. I want to know the gravity that those hold. I want to learn about the books and how they get on those lists, and also about the effect that it has on a book after it's shortlisted, longlisted, or awarded. And I want to know more about these awards that are out there. I think it would contribute to the quality of book that I pick up, because consequently I would then start to pay attention more to the authors and the books that are listed and awarded. I think this would also be an interesting way to put different like covers and different authors in front of me, because I typically like circulate the same area of BookTube and of Bookstagram. So I think it'd be a great way for me to start looking at and discovering new authors. Potentially I could see myself getting to know an award really well and like the qualities that like you have to hit for you to win that award, and then just like every year I know that whoever wins that award, like that's gonna be the book for me. This is all like years and years down the road, so this isn't just like a 1-year thing. But I think just the initial step of researching and starting to learn about the different awards that are out there and what qualifies a book to win that award would be a great resolution for me. And lastly, the only goal that I have that really revolves around genre is this one, and that is to read more thrillers and horror. Towards the end of last year, I started to read a lot more psychological thrillers and a couple more horror, and I just had an amazing time. I have been reading them, but not in the consistency that I feel like I should. Like, they're pretty much always super entertaining to me, and I might be able to discover subgenres within thriller and horror that work really well for my reading tastes. So I think that's a really exciting idea of, if I were to focus in a little bit more on thrillers and horrors, I could potentially find a niche of reading for me. I currently have 3 thrillers on my physical TBR, and I feel like those would be a great place to start. But some of what I have read has been very kind of like formulaic. I would like to say it doesn't make it any less entertaining, but Some of them kind of do follow an A plus B equals C type of plot line, and especially like character development. So I'd like to research a little bit more into that and maybe get a better idea by the end of this year of some areas of thriller and horror that I really like. So yeah, those are the goals and resolutions that I want to accomplish this year in 2022. I definitely think it's a doable list. I think the most difficult one is going to be cutting my physical TBR in half and staying focused on that throughout the year. I am definitely one to get very excited about new releases, and going out and buying them has never been a big issue for me, but them coming into the library, I can totally see being a massive distraction from my physical TBR. So I'm kind of putting this video here as a marker for me to refer back to. Hopefully I'll rewatch this in like June or July and be like, you know what? These were the goals that I wanted to start out with, and let's continue it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please let me know what your New Year's resolutions are, reading or otherwise, down in the comments. I'm super interested. And if you like other videos like this and bookish content, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. And other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.